Hey everybody, it's Barry Manuel here, Mayor of the town of Grand Falls-Windsor. I just want to speak to you today a bit about the ongoing negotiations between the town and its unionized workforce. As most people would know by now, we've reached an impasse and we have gotten to the point where on June the 30th, either side can take legal job action. We certainly don't want to see that. We don't want to get to that position and have the negative impacts on the community and on the workers. We have an offer on the table through conciliation that has not been responded to, and we're still ready and willing to accept a response and a counter proposal. And many of the things we're looking for here are things that have minimal impact on employees. A lot of the things that are meaningful to employees certainly are not things that we want to go after. We recognize that these are important to the workers and their livelihoods, and quite frankly, we want that to stay the same. The things that we're looking to change are more of a managerial nature, so that the management team and the town is able to operate the town more efficiently, and we can do that by making some small changes. And at some point, I would like to go through all those changes that we're proposing, and I would invite the union to go through what they are asking for at this time so that people can understand where we are with this, because I think that's something that is lacking right now. There's been a lot of talk in the media in the past few days, particularly in social media, also on mainstream media. So I just wanted to speak to a couple of things that have come up. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about different issues and things that are questioning taxpayers' dollars and how they're used, and I want to speak to all of that, and I can speak to all of that and intend to. But obviously it would take quite a while to go through all that today, so stay tuned and I will continue to provide information and answer some of those questions in time. Right now, what it's important to do is focus on what is relevant to the negotiations, what the town is asking for, what the union is asking for, and trying to come to a reasonable settlement here. And that's all we're looking for. One of the things that's been talked about a lot is the fact that the town has engaged an outside consultant from Halifax. And we have done so, and we have done so for the following reasons. And there are quite a few, really. We had engaged a consultant back in the summer of 2020. We recognize as a council that these are changes that had to be made for the betterment of the town for quite a while. So in that regard, we wanted to make sure we had professional support, someone who can help with contract interpretation, provide advice, and really this day and age, I mean, there's a lot of legal considerations when it comes to contract language, and we just wanted to have that support. In addition to that, there's been talk about we have a HR manager that was just hired, and why isn't he leading the negotiations? And what I would say to you is that he is directly involved in the negotiations, as are all our directors. And we want to tell the people that this consultant was contracted and engaged before our HR manager was even hired. So, you know, this is not an organization that has management that have been here for 15, 20, 30 years anymore. All our management team are relatively new, and it's important that we had the support at this time. The other thing is, you know, when it comes to the table and the negotiating table, let's look at the other side. I mean, CUPE have a ton of resources. And they have a national rep who travels around and negotiates on their behalf, who does that for a living. They have an office in the province that provides logistical support, social media support, that sort of thing, and a lot of other. They have a national CUPE union that they're connected to as well. So really, we just wanted to balance the table. I mean, and I think that's fair to the residents to be able to get the best agreement that we can, and a fair one for both sides. And the other thing is that the council has an opportunity and a right really to choose its negotiators and how we set up the table on the other side. CUPE certainly does that, and they choose their negotiating team, and council doesn't criticize that, and management doesn't criticize it. No more should we. You know, it should be our choice who we engage for a negotiating team, and theirs is theirs as well. But really, the other thing I want to mention is the fact that the mandate, you know, everything that's being done here is not coming from the consultant. The consultant's providing advice and support. This is a mandate from council and the management team collectively, recognizing that these changes need to be made in order to make the town a better place financially. We live in such a difficult time now. Times have changed. We have to put things in perspective. We have to look at what we're asking for and what we're not asking for and ask yourself whether it's reasonable. When it comes to taxpayer money, which is something else that is being thrown out there with relation to the consultant, I will say that I would stand for the taxpayer money that's being spent on this because the professional support is required in this situation. Now, if you want to talk about taxpayer money, and I mentioned that I will be speaking to a lot of other issues, including specifics about the things in the agreement that we are at an impasse on. One of those things that would have to do with taxpayer money directly is the group insurance benefits. When you look at the group insurance benefits at the town of Grand Falls-Windsor, our employees receive 100% benefits. That means all their medical, dental, etc. is all covered by the taxpayers. And we spend about $900,000 a year on group insurance benefits at the town of Grand Falls-Windsor. 2/3 of that is for our unionized workforce. In 2019, we saw a 24% increase in the cost of our premiums when it comes to our group insurance plan. We know that the insurance industry is very volatile and we can anticipate more increases in the future, as we all can in our personal lives. But when it comes to the cost, it costs the town $165,000 additional each year to cover that 100% benefits, and we've done so. So what we're saying to the union now is, we cannot keep doing this. This is not sustainable financially for our town and our taxpayers. So we want to continue at 100%, which is better than all other unions that I'm aware of. I know comparable municipalities, Gander, Corner Brook, Stephenville, all have 50-50. The employees paying half. Here, the taxpayer is paying 100%. So we're saying to the union that we can't afford this, it's not sustainable. So we're asking that in the future, any increases would be covered by the employee, which I believe is a very reasonable thing to ask when you consider in 2019 there was $165,000 additional that was spent on group insurance, and again, we can expect more of that in the future. You know, there was some talk about other things in relation to taxpayers' dollars, the town hall renovations, council remuneration. I plan to speak to all of that and have no problem doing so. But if you want to talk numbers, I can throw some out now, and that would be that the cost of the benefits just for the unionized workforce annually, without considering any other benefits, the group insurance, I mean, without anything else, is roughly around $600,000 a year. You can take the town hall renovations, every cent of the council remuneration for every councillor and the mayor, and you can throw in the cost of the consultant from out of province, and we're still beneath by a good bit the cost of the benefits. So, you know, we can talk numbers, no problem, but the numbers I want to talk about are the ones that are meaningful to our taxpayers. You know, we have a community that is hurting. It is hurting like many others. We just went through a pandemic. The provincial economy is dire. You know, we have people in this community, I hear from them, that are struggling. Seniors who are on fixed incomes, who are struggling with the rising cost of groceries and electricity bills and everything else that comes with it. I know people in this community have lost their jobs, who have serious cutbacks to the workforces they were with. I know people in this community who have lost their businesses, who have lost significant revenue in their businesses. I know that the food banks are as busy as they've ever been. I mean, let's get reasonable about this. Let's look at how the town of Grand Falls-Windsor stacks up with the wages benefits package that they get compared to other people in our community. Again, we've got an offer on the table. The town in its latest offer made around 40 more concessions in terms of taking things off the table. We didn't get a response. Now the union wants to talk about respect. Well, respect is mutual. We have to get respect as well. Just because council, management, the citizens and a non-union workforce are not in the union doesn't mean they don't deserve respect. We want to give respect and we want to receive respect. But ultimately, we are fighting on behalf of the citizens here. CUPE is fighting on behalf of CUPE. Let's call it like it is. And we are tired of some things that are going on that are making it difficult, taking up our managers' time, enormous amounts of time being spent on things that never should be done when we have an enormous amount of work to do, which is very visible. You look around our community, you look around as you drive around even today, you'll see your town employees everywhere. They do great work. They make the town beautiful. They work hard. I'm not saying that, and I'm not begrudging them what they get and where they've gotten over the years. It's great. We're happy to be able to do it. But when you put things in perspective and look at the times we're living in and the financial uncertainty in the future, all we're asking for is a little cooperation to be able to change the contract for the better. Not touching those things that are real important. No cutback in wages, no cutback in staffing, no current cutback in benefits. As I mentioned, group insurance, we'd like to cap for future increases. No decrease in sick days, no decrease in family leave, vacation time. I mean, all these things are reasonable asks in this day and age that are not going to have a big impact on these employees. So I ask again that the union come back to the table. Let's get this settled. Let's not let this linger. You know, I heard in the media report that the question from the union was, since when did we become the enemy? There's no enemies here. There's no enemies. All we want to do is cooperate for the best interest of the citizens and the employees. So if the union is going to take the stance that we're unionized, we fought for this, we got this through collective bargaining, that's all well and good. And it's great. But you can't look at it now that because of that, it has to stay in the contract forever. You know, it's just not reasonable in this time, and some small changes would go a long way. And we are not trying to do anything that's going to have a big impact on the workers. Not a nickel out of their pockets. Not one nickel in what we're proposing. So I look forward to going through in more detail the clauses that are problematic, what the town is looking for, why we're looking for them, and I welcome the union not to talk about distractions and things that are not relevant to negotiations. Let's talk about what they're looking for and what's the rationale for not accepting or at least entertaining some of these reasonable things that the town is looking for. In closing, I'd just like to thank you for watching this video. You know, it's important to get all the information out there, the facts. I plan to do that. I plan to talk about the things that the town is looking for, the things that make sense for us to be asking for in this day and age. I will be available. I thank you for your consideration of these facts. The citizens have a right to know. They have the right to know all the details, and I plan to give them. So over time, we'll continue to speak to these issues. I will get into more detail on exactly what we're looking for, where the impasses lie, and the citizens can take that information and have it as they should. So thanks again. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again soon.